community. Also Union, Gina, and eventually this is going to be moving towards the city of Tuscaloosa. Daniel, this is like deja vu here. We're dealing with another tornado emergency for a storm that's in an identical place than the tornado emergency we had back on April 15th.
Really are. And also right behind that in Kemper County, Mississippi, they've just issued another tornado warning for a tornado or a thunderstorm right behind it that is capable of producing a tornado, and that's moving to the same area once this storm moves out.
So we're talking 2 tornadoes, and this tells a story right here with our storm relative velocity. There's 2 tornadoes back to back, a large wedge tornado moving into northern Sumter County, and another potential large wedge tornado developing back at East Mississippi. So Geiger, another large tornado possibly coming towards you, and Panola, also Gainesville community, Union, Tuscaloosa. That's where we're talking later down the road with these 2 potential storms. And again, a tornado emergency for this storm right here that's got its eyes set on the city of Tuscaloosa in about 1 hour from now. So we're talking about 5 o'clock. The tornado emergency or the tornadic part of the storm should be very close to the city of Tuscaloosa. We have 2 storms back to back, one producing a large wedge tornado over Panola and Geiger. The next storm of concern still in East Mississippi, about to hit Geiger and Gainesville. This should stay very close to Geiger and Panola community. Again, we have a tornado emergency with a large wedge tornado on the ground moving into northern Sumter County as we speak. WVUA's Daniel Spartman monitoring things very closely with the chat room. Daniel, if we have any updates, if you'll please pass those along to us.
Yeah, Richard, we're starting to get some confirmed deaths over in Kemper County from the storms that have just moved through there. The sheriff over there in Kemper County is now confirming 3 people. So this is a very dangerous storm that has just moved into Sumter County.
All right, this is a critical, life-threatening situation. I cannot stress enough how deadly this situation is for northern Sumter County. Fatalities have been confirmed over in East Mississippi with this storm that's on top of Panola right now, just barely. I mean, as the crow flies, maybe a mile north of the city of Geiger, and there's another storm right on its heels. Daniel?
I was just going to say the other tornado warning for Tuscaloosa County. Well, there's a new tornado warning that includes Fayette, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, and Walker County until 5 o'clock. This is the one that's near Reform. They're tracking this large and extremely dangerous tornado, and it's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour.
All right, so we have 2 wedge tornadoes on the ground right now. One just past the city of Reform. That's moving into northwestern Tuscaloosa County along Highway 171. There's the Gorgas community. Samantha sits right there on 43. And this is a large wedge tornado just to the northeast of the city of Reform. And again, this is going to be moving in the northeastern parts of Tuscaloosa County very shortly. So again, we have 2 large wedge tornadoes on the ground as I speak in northern Sumter, one in northern Sumter County, one in northeast Pickens County. So the Lubbock community and very eastern Pickens County, be in your safe place. An emergency situation for this storm as well. We're talking from Reform to Lubbock, and in fact, this is something you don't see often. We're looking at a donut hole on our radar. This is where the tornado is located. Extremely strong indication of a wedge tornado being produced. In fact, there is a wedge tornado reported by storm spotters very close to the Lubbock community, just moving out of the Reform community. And this is about as tight of an indication as you can possibly get of a large, extremely dangerous tornado. Here's Highway 171 that runs down to the city of Tuscaloosa. This was going to stay well north of us in the city of Tuscaloosa, but still, if you're watching us in northwest Pickens County and or northeast Pickens County, rather, northwest Tuscaloosa County and south and east Fayette County, this is a life-threatening situation for another wedge tornado that's moving towards the county line between Tuscaloosa, Pickens, and Fayette County. WVUA's Daniel Spartman, again, watching things very close with the National Weather Service office, keeping a close eye on the chat room. And Daniel, do we have any more reports to pass along?
Right now, they're updating the Marion County tornado warning. Just no tornado confirmed with that one, but the storm is located about 5 miles northeast of Bryn and moving towards Haleyville to the northeast at 65 miles per hour. Looking at the National Weather Service over in Jackson, Mississippi, trying to see if there's any updates from them. They're watching a storm which is over in Oktibbeha County, Mississippi, which is just across from Lamar and Pickens counties, and there's a tornado warning over there for a storm that'll be moving into Alabama here shortly. It's moving pretty fast at 60 miles per hour as well, but luckily no more reports out of Kemper County or Sumter County right now.
All right, so we have a wind wedge tornado right here in northeast Pickens County. This is going to be crossing near the Lubbock community in extreme east Pickens County, and then it's going to be crossing along Highway 171 and then Highway 43. It's moving in this general fashion towards the north and east, and we're talking extremely tight couplet, one of the strongest couplets we've had so far today. Again, a confirmed wedge tornado on the ground in northeast Pickens County right now that just passed by the city of Reform, and so far no reports of whether this storm has done any damage in Reform. Daniel Spartman is watching that very close, and Daniel, if we have any updates on that, please do let us know very quickly. But we're talking again emergency situation for parts of northeastern Pickens County, northwest Tuscaloosa County, south central parts of Fayette counties. We have a very deadly storm that can produce and is producing a wedge tornado as we speak. And again, that's northeast part of Pickens County, moving into northwest Tuscaloosa County, and south and east Fayette County. Now, we have a tornado emergency for the city of Tuscaloosa as well, and that is not for this storm. In fact, that's for the storm to the south, for actually a deadly storm that has produced fatalities in East Mississippi. Daniel was telling us the National Weather Service in Jackson saying 3 fatalities so far, and was that Kemper County, Mississippi?
Right, the sheriff in Kemper County confirming those.
Yeah, so the sheriff in Kemper County, Mississippi, right on the state line, saying 3 fatalities with a storm that's moving over Panola right now. And if you're watching us in Geiger, Panola, Ridge, Gina, Union, Gainesville, we want you all in a safe place right now. This will gradually move towards the city of Tuscaloosa, and we're talking 2 tornadoes back to back. A large wedge tornado over northern Sumter County that has just crossed Highway 17, moving into the Ridge community, then Union, then Gina, then Tuscaloosa. Again, if you're watching us, Tuscaloosa, Northport, go ahead and go through your severe weather safety plans now. We've got about 45 minutes to an hour before this tornado moves our way. Hopefully we'll see the same weekend, but we cannot guarantee that. The environment we're in today, very conducive of tornadic storms. Another tornado developing near Scuba, that's going to be moving into Geiger. Geiger very hard hit from a large tornado back on April 15th on that Friday that many of us will never forget. Another tornado is moving your way, and again, we have a tornado emergency in place, which means there's a large wedge tornado. There's storm spotters looking at it right now. It's a life-threatening situation for northern Sumter, northern Greene, and Tuscaloosa County. And again, we're seeing very tight indication of rotation. We're seeing that tight couplet where there is still the very large tornado on the ground. And again, WVUA's Daniel Spartman watching this very, very close for updates from the National Weather Service in terms of what we're talking about happening back to our southwest. And that's southwest of the city of Tuscaloosa. We want to quickly go over to our tower camera, and this is what it looks like in Tuscaloosa on the University of Alabama campus. And right now, there's no way we're going to be able to see if there's a tornado here. There's a lot of rain in between us and the tornado itself. Daniel?
Yeah, just getting some updates from the National Weather Service over in Jackson, Mississippi about this Kemper County, what was going on there. They've confirmed the 3 fatalities, extensive damage, mobile homes damaged and destroyed, large numbers of trees down, which is preventing the emergency workers from getting into the area and really seeing what all is going on in the area. But again, the sheriff there in Kemper County is confirming 3 fatalities there.
All right, so we got 3 fatalities in Kemper County, Mississippi, right on the state line as that moved into Sumter County. There's 2 storms, and I mean, they are right back to back. These things are chasing each other, in other words, into Sumter County. One's an extreme northern Sumter County, extreme northern Greene County, but this next one, Daniel, looking a lot more impressive now, and that's the one that's about to hit Geiger head on. So if you're watching us in the city of Geiger, there's an emergency situation for you as a large tornado could be about to move right over the city now, and that's going to include the Panola community as well, which was likely hit by this last tornado, if not a very close miss. I know a lot of folks out here in northern Sumter County very nervous about this storm about to move into Geiger, simply because of the fact that about a week and a half ago, we had a large wedge tornado hit Geiger. And again, we're talking 2 tornadoes possibly, 1 tornado confirmed on the ground, moving right along parts of southern Pickens County, northern Greene County, northern Sumter, and then this storm up here is producing a tornado as well. over
Let's
the
go back
Lubbock.
to that other storm. Sorry, Richard, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the National Weather Service just updated some about the tornado warning for Green Hill, Pickens, Sumter, and Tuscaloosa County. They're saying that their storm spotters are tracking a large and extremely dangerous tornado. This is an emergency for the first and second storm tracking out of Mississippi. This tornado located near New West Green, or 10 miles south of Aliceville, and moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So the National Weather Service saying in their tornado warning that this is an emergency for both tornadoes that they are now saying are
One thing real quick to you, what a wedge tornado is, that's simply the base of the tornado at the ground is actually wider than from the ground to the base of the cloud. So we're talking a large tornado, likely a half a mile to 1 mile wide, an extremely dangerous tornado. Now, wedge tornado that large can do complete devastation. I mean, we're talking tornado scale possibly up to EF4 or EF5, depending on the type of damage. We don't rate tornadoes. We rate them by the amount of damage they create. We have two tornado emergencies, something that I've never personally heard of in my entire life, and I'm sure, Daniel, we haven't either. Two tornado emergencies for two storms that are back-to-back, two large wedge tornadoes. We're talking extremely dangerous situation for northern Sumter County, southern Pickens, northern Greene, and west Tuscaloosa County. So again, we have two tornado emergencies back-to-back, which is simply unheard of. That just does not happen because we have two wedge tornadoes right next to each other. All right, the first large tornado has just passed to the northeast of the Panola community. The second wedge tornado is moving into Geiger and Panola right now. So again, these are the same hit areas. We're talking two devastating tornadoes, life-threatening tornadoes moving into Sumter County. I just can't stress how serious this storm is over northern Sumter County and northern Greene County. Daniel?
Richard, the National Weather Service just updated the tornado warning for Fayette, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, and Walker County. The Volunteer Fire Department has reported a tornado on the ground approaching the Brownville community in Pickens County. They are now saying this is a tornado emergency for New Lexington, Concord, and Moores Bridge. Places that the tornado is going to be near: Berry, 425, Boley Springs, 430, Oakman, 440, Parrish, 445, Jasper and Cordova at 450. So it's moving off to the, this storm moving off to the northeast at 55 miles per hour.
All right, so we now have something that I doubt any of you out there has heard of, and that's three tornado emergencies. And let me tell you this right now, when the National Weather Service issues a tornado emergency, they only issue that when there's a large tornado confirmed on the ground that very second, and it can be fatal. It can be a very life-threatening situation. We're looking towards that storm that is a new tornado emergency for the northern part of Tuscaloosa County from our Tuscaloosa Tower camera, and obviously it's going to be impossible to see. It's just simply too far away from the city of Tuscaloosa. So we're going to go back over to our Home Team Interactive radar. And again, a life-threatening situation for the northern part of Tuscaloosa County and also the central part of Tuscaloosa County. We have three tornado emergencies in place. And again, let me just stress this. They only issue those in the worst case scenario when that actually happens. And that's simply the case. We have two large tornadoes right here, one large tornado right here, very close to Tuscaloosa County. All of these large tornadoes will be tracking through Tuscaloosa County. A lot of folks say Tuscaloosa County seems like Tornado Alley. Well, today that looks like the case. We're talking several large and deadly tornadoes moving through our area. So the first tornado emergency, let's talk about this. In fact, we see what could be a debris ball on Home Team Interactive radar that's going to stay just to the north of Samantha. This is going to hit Gorgas head on. So if you're watching us in Gorgas along Highway 43, up to the Fayette County line, this large wedge tornado will be moving your way. And again, let me explain what a wedge tornado is. It's when the base of a tornado, what's at the ground, is wider than the ground to the base of the clouds. And if you look at a picture of a wedge tornado, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. This is typically a tornado that's about a half a mile to a mile wide, sometimes even larger than that. And in a case today, these storms can easily produce large tornadoes, and that's simply what's happening now. We're talking the potential for a tornado up to a half a mile, maybe even 1 mile wide, about to hit Gorgas head on. So again, if you're watching us in Gorgas, just to the north and west of the city of Samantha, be in your safe place right now. This is Bug and Reform. This has passed several cities, and we're going to be very lucky if this thing has not created damage in any of these cities we're talking about. And again, this is a tornado emergency for southern Fayette County, North Tuscaloosa County. This is going to be north of Ewan, Samantha. This will be very close to the Gorgas community. It's crossing into Fayette County, and then it will cross back into northern Tuscaloosa County. So that is, again, a tornado emergency for northern Tuscaloosa County, southern Fayette County. Now let's go back down to the south. Early storm of concern, actually 2 storms back to back. And again, both of those storms have tornado emergencies with them because they are right now producing large wedge tornadoes in place. And that's for southern Pickens County. This storm right here crossing the river, we're talking the Sipsey River Valley. This storm's going to be moving into northern and central Tuscaloosa County. This storm right here over Geiger could be producing still a wedge tornado over Geiger and Panola community. This is crossing Highway 17 as we speak. This is going to be moving a little bit further towards the south, and we're talking places like northern Greene County, Union community, eventually Romulus and Foster's. That's where this tornado is going to be going. Both of these tornadoes are heading towards the city of Tuscaloosa down the road, and we're talking about 30 minutes or so before tornado number 1 does come in contact with the city of Tuscaloosa, including University of Alabama campus. Then tornado number 2 is about 15 to 20 minutes behind that one. If both of these tornadoes hold together, one of them could potentially do devastation near the city of Tuscaloosa and Romulus and Foster's as well. And again, we have 2 wedge tornadoes on the ground, and both of those wedge tornadoes are moving in the general direction Tuscaloosa and Northport and the University of Alabama campus. Now, we've got a little ways to go before that does happen. Right now, concern is still back to the southwest along the Sipsey River, and this is crossing the Tombigbee River that runs north out of Demopolis through parts of Fayette County, or excuse me, in parts of Pickens County. This is where the tornado itself is going to be, one of them over Geiger. And we're going to look at storm relative velocity. WVUA's Daniel Spartman is going to give us some updates on all of these tornadoes we have right now. Again, we have 3 tornadoes confirmed on the ground. Daniel?
Yeah, law enforcement reporting just another confirmation of a tornado on the ground near, in Pickens County, heading towards the town of Brownville, the Brownville community. At 4:05, so just about 10 minutes ago, headed towards Brownville community. So this is a very dangerous situation. National Weather Service watching it very closely and really putting into, using strong words about this tornado that's moving through Fayette, Pickens, and Tuscaloosa County, and eventually into Walker County. Just to go over again some places that are in the path of this storm. But 10 minutes, Berry and Bankston, 4:25, Boley Springs, 4:30, and then into Oakman Parish. Jasper by 4:50 and Lenz Park, which is 8 miles northwest of Beloit, around 4:55. So definitely something that anybody in Pickens, Fayette, Tuscaloosa County all need to watch out for, and eventually heading into Walker County.
All right, so we're talking 3 storms that are producing tornadoes right now. And in fact, we're going to do something kind of interesting here. Let's check out this storm from kind of side perspective here and look at the X-Vision product of this storm. And anytime a storm's producing a tornado, if you scan through it, you will likely see some pretty interesting things here. And I'll tell you one thing, this storm is extremely tall. This storm is 60,000 feet tall, which means it's producing large hail, probably baseball-sized hail. And by the way, if you don't have power, if you're driving in your car, or if you don't have power, you can always hear our weather simulcast, our severe weather coverage live. That's on 105.1 The River and 102.1 True Oldies channel. We are simulcasting live with this tornado emergency in place for northern Tuscaloosa County. Also a tornado emergency in place for parts of North Sumter County, North Greene County, southern Pickens County, and central Tuscaloosa County. And what we're doing was scanning this storm from kind of side perspective here. And what we're going to go back is to our home view quickly and show you all of the dangerous storms out there we're watching. Again, we have several supercell storms producing large tornadoes right now in West Alabama, and one of those is moving right along the northern part of Tuscaloosa County and the southern part of Fayette County. So let's go into each of these storms and bisect these storms, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with this one over northern Tuscaloosa County. Again, if you're watching us in the Gorgas community along Highway 43, if you're watching us in Berry right now, we want you in that safe place. Now, that includes the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. I'll let you know when it's an all clear with this storm. back to the southwest. It has crossed Highway 171. This tornado is now about to cross Highway 43. And again, if you're driving along Highway 43 and Highway 69, and you can listen to us on the radio at 105.1 The River, 102.1 the True Oldies channel. And if you know somebody out here in this part of Tuscaloosa County, give them a call, let them know what's going on. Again, this is a tornado emergency for a large wedge tornado on the ground moving towards the city of Gorgas and Berry. Gorgas sits in extreme north Tuscaloosa County. Berry sits in extreme south Fayette County. All right, we have two more storms that are producing wedge tornadoes right now. That means large, dangerous tornadoes. And there is, again, two different tornado emergencies for Tuscaloosa County. And one of them is very close to the Panola community, just moved past Geiger, going to be moving over Ridge, Union, then Romulus, Foster's, Tuscaloosa, Northport. That's what we're talking about with these two different tornadic storms. And this one to the north is getting kind of rain wrapped and wrapped up just a bit, so it's going to be hard to see the tornado. We don't want you outside looking at these storms to see if there's a tornado with them. We do not want you to do that. That is a dangerous thing we often tell people not to do. Daniel?
The National Weather Service continuing the tornado warning until 5 o'clock for Fayette, Pickens, Tuscaloosa, Walker County. They're still confirming that spotters are still confirming an extremely large and dangerous tornado on the ground 10 miles to the east of Ashcraft Corner and 13 miles southeast of Fayette, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. They're saying now tornado emergency for Sandtown, South Berry, Bowley Springs. So other locations that could be impacted: West Corona, Gamble, Manchester, still Berry, Bankston, around 425, Bowley Springs around 430. Anybody in the path of this storm needs to take cover immediately if you haven't already.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you live in Gorgas right now, in Berry or Winston community, and Oakman over in Walker County, this is an emergency situation for a very large tornado, which is confirmed and still has been confirmed. This seems to be one of those tornadoes that has a long track, and that is the case across northern Tuscaloosa County. Here's your tornado right here, your couplet, where you have winds blowing towards the radar and winds blowing away from the radar, and you have your rotation right there. And that's about to cross Highway 43 across extreme northern Tuscaloosa County. This is going to stay well to the southeast of you in Fayette. So again, if you're watching this in Fayette, you're okay with this storm. There could be more storms back to the west that we will definitely watch for you. But Berry, Bankston, Oakman, Winston community, we want you in that safe place right now. So here's your tornado, your large tornado on the ground that could be a half a mile wide, is moving across right now, skimming the Fayette, Tuscaloosa County line. Tuscaloosa County kind of shoots to the north right here on Highway 43, so it moves back into northern Tuscaloosa County and then eventually moves completely into Fayette and then Walker County very shortly. So we have, again, a tornado emergency for that storm that is just to the north of the city of Northport and Tuscaloosa. We're talking extreme northern parts of Tuscaloosa County. And Daniel, obviously keeping a very close eye on the chat room, the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. Seeing if we have any new reports, Daniel?
No, no reports from our tornadoes down here, but up in Marion County, they're talking about on radar, they're seeing a debris ball approaching the Pig Eye community, which is just south of Hodges. So Marion and Franklin counties need to make sure that you are taking cover now, because they're actually picking up a debris ball. That's how large the tornado is. Definitely putting down some debris. But going back over the tornado warnings here in the West Alabama area, we're talking about a tornado warning for Green, Hale, Pickens, Sumter, and Tuscaloosa County until 4:45. The National Weather Service confirming a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground with that storm, and that is moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. The National Weather Service actually just continued that tornado warning, saying that they're tracking a confirmed tornado located 7 miles south of Bankston or 13 miles southeast of Fayette, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So still confirming a tornado on the ground with that storm as of 4:22 p.m. The National Weather Service saying spotters still watching that large tornado moving to the northeast toward Bankston. So let's just update this, look at the new updated list from the National Weather Service. Tornado emergency for Pleasant Ridge, and Lewiston, all in the path. Berry, Bankston, you're in the path of this storm. You are under the gun right now. Also one just just to the northeast of Reform, there is another circulation that the National Weather Service is watching with this storm. Corona, West Corona, Gamble, Manchester, you're all in the path of this storm. You need to take cover immediately before the storm gets to you. And tornado report in Lubbock, which is in Pickens County. The law enforcement, they're reporting a tornado on the ground moving towards the Brownville community. They're also getting had a report over in Berry. Emergency manager there reporting half-inch size hail with this storm that's moving near Berry right now, moving Pleasant Ridge, Lewiston, all moving into your area right now. Bankston, you're under the gun right now. Bowley Springs, you're next, and then moving into Walker County, Parrish, Oakman, and eventually the county seat of Walker County, Jasper. You will all be under the gun with this storm in the next short little while.
All right, Daniel, just giving some reports of what's going on out there, and we have numerous tornadoes on the ground as we speak at this hour, and there's 2 tornadoes in West Alabama that's moving in the general direction of Tuscaloosa County. So if you're watching us anywhere from about Moundville and points north, we're talking this tornado is going to be crossing into Tuscaloosa County very shortly. And the first tornado is located right here just to the east of Aliceville. It's going to be moving in the general direction of Northport. This tornado back here, much more serious potential for a larger tornado. It's going to be moving across northern Greene County into southern Tuscaloosa County. So just a heads up for Shelton State Community College, Taylorville area. This is a tornado emergency in the place, and this is a life-threatening situation. So if you're watching us anywhere in south and central Tuscaloosa County, be in that safe place, and that safe place includes the lowest floor of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And we're talking about 30 minutes before this tornado right here moves into the city of Tuscaloosa. We're talking again about 30 minutes or so before this tornado back here moves into Tuscaloosa. This tornado, we've got about 25 minutes before it moves into Northport and Lake Tuscaloosa area. So again, we're talking 2 tornadoes back here in southwest Alabama, one on the north side of the Sipsey River, one on the south side of the Sipsey River. These storms are basically trailing each other, and I think this storm down to the south is going to become more dominant and will likely produce a larger tornado today. And we're talking for Union Community. This stays just to the north of you in Utah. It's going to be a close call for Moundville, but if you're watching us down in Moundville, chances are in about 20 minutes you're going to get a good view of this tornado if it's still there. So let's go back over to velocity and check that out. In fact, while we're doing that, let's go over to our Tuscaloosa Tower camera. We're looking south and west. There's Bryant-Denny Stadium, some dark, ominous clouds obviously in place right now, but there's no way we're going to see a tornado at this point because there's simply too much rain between us and where the tornado is located right now. So again, we have 2 potential tornadoes heading towards Tuscaloosa, Foster's, Romulus, Northport, University of Alabama campus, just to name a few places with you. That's where we're talking about. So back over to Home Team Interactive Radar, and we're going to look at the velocity of both of these storms and see what we're talking about in terms of rotation. The one over southern Pickens County still showing very strong indications of producing a tornado. But the one back to the southwest is moving into northern Greene County right now, showing even better signs of producing a tornado right here along the Tombigbee River. Then the Tombigbee River will be moving in this general fashion across northern Greene County into southwest Tuscaloosa and the Sylvian community, Foster's, and Tuscaloosa a little ways down the road. So again, we're talking about 30 to 45 minutes before this moves into southern Tuscaloosa County, close to Shelton State Community College, obviously hit by a tornado as well back on April 15th on Friday. And we're talking the same path this storm's taking right here. The one to the north is becoming a little weaker, and that's great news. Hopefully the storm will weaken and fizzle out, but we still have the more dominant circulation down here. Again, moving out of Sumter County into northern Greene County as we speak. WVUA's Daniel Sparkman is obviously watching things very close. Daniel, if you have any more updates, please pass those along.
Just I kind of breezed over it a little while ago over in Fayette County near the town of Berry. They're confirming a half-inch size hail with this storm that's moving through there right now. Okay, a new report from Berry. This was as of 4:27, so this is just a minute ago. Emergency management there, 1 mile north of Berry, confirming debris falling from the sky there in Berry. So definitely some damage being done if the debris is falling out of the sky with the storm.
Yeah, here's Highway 43. Here's Gorgas community. We want you still to be in a safe place. If you're watching us in Gorgas, this is likely still a large tornado on the ground. There's debris falling in the city of Berry, which is separated from the tornado itself. And that's how powerful this tornado is. It's sucking debris well into the atmosphere and falling in different places of the thunderstorm. This is going to be moving in the Whitson community. Highway 69 runs right here down towards Lake Tuscaloosa, Oakman, in West Walker County, and then down the road it'll be Jasper. You'll be under the gun again, which Jasper actually got hit by a tornado earlier today, earlier this afternoon with another storm. This storm also producing a tornado which will be moving in the direction of Jasper right now. Again, we're looking at the velocity. This is where your tornado is going to be located near Gorgas, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. It's in northern Tuscaloosa County right now. It's about to move into southern Fayette County. We have what we call a tornado emergency. The National Weather Service only issues in the worst case scenario when you have a confirmed large tornado on the ground, and that's what we're talking about across northern parts of Tuscaloosa County. This is staying southeast of Fayette. This is going to be just to the south, and I mean just a hair to the south of Berry. But if you're watching us at Berry, we want you to go ahead and get in that safe place right now. Again, in the city of Berry right now, because it's a dangerous situation, no doubt about it, unfolding across parts of Tuscaloosa County, not only the northern part of Tuscaloosa County, but the southern part of the county as well. So we're going back over to our Tuscaloosa Tower camera, and we're going to kind of pan the skies, looking back off towards the west and southwest, where there could be a new tornado coming towards the city of Tuscaloosa right now. We're not going to have a good vantage point of that, but you can tell the dark, ominous clouds off in the distance, and you know, we're just going to be kind of watching things very close from our tower camera. We're going to have a close perspective of where this tornado is going to be. In fact, it's going to be very close to the University of Alabama campus. Daniel, if you have any more reports, you want to pass those along to us?
I will. Right now, the National Weather Service hasn't updated anything since the fallen debris in Berry, but they're definitely watching these storms very closely because they now have the debris, or now have caused damage, which is what I was trying to say, over in in Fayette County. So they're watching this storm with the possibility it's got hail with it, it's got strong winds, and they have confirmed a tornado with this storm. As of about 8 minutes ago, there was still a confirmed tornado on the ground with this storm. So we still need to watch it closely. And if you are in the path of this, if you're in Boley Springs, Oakman, Parrish, or Jasper or Cordova, you definitely need to get in your safe place right now because this storm is headed your direction and it's going to be there quickly. It's currently moving northeast at 55 miles per hour.
All right, Daniel, this is the storm we're talking about, heading right for Oakman, southeast of the city of Berry. It's right on the Fayette and Tuscaloosa County line, about to move into Walker County with this particular tornado. And again, this is just northeast of Gorgas community. There's Bethel. Three Forks community. It stays just to your northwest in the Three Forks community, but it won't be a very long shot away. I'll definitely say that. Now, another tornado we're watching.
Okay, Richard, we've got a new tornado warning for this one right here that you're about to talk about. The National Weather Service for Pickens and Tuscaloosa County, tornado warning until 5:30. They've confirmed a rain-wrapped tornado near this is another one, Benevola.
Benevola?
Yes, Benevola, 10 miles southeast of Carrollton, and it's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. The National Weather Service issued another statement saying that it's rain-wrapped. Central Pickens County, northern central Tuscaloosa County is in the near the circulation, so definitely you need to get in your safe place right now. Rain-wrapped tornado, very hard to see.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That does make it dangerous for storm spotters out there. This is going to be moving right towards Coker. There is a tornado in this mess of rain. Just to the south, there's another tornado we're watching, and that's very close to Union. It's going to be moving across northern Greene County into Tuscaloosa County. We're talking again, the city of Tuscaloosa, you're going to be under the gun with two tornadoes that's moving in our direction right now. The first one is just off to our west of the city of Tuscaloosa. That one's going to be moving in the general direction of Northport. The second tornado is going to be just to the south, and that's going to be moving in the general direction of south side of Tuscaloosa, if not downtown Tuscaloosa. So again, both of these storms are moving off towards the north and east about 50 to 55 miles per hour. Again, we're talking two dangerous storms out here, one over northern Greene County, one over east central Pickens County, I should say. That one's going to be moving right towards Coker and Northport. This one's going to be moving more towards Shelton State Community College, Taylorville, Tuscaloosa, University of Alabama campus. That's where that second tornado is going to be going in that general fashion. And look, if you're listening to us on the radio, I do want to remind you, see the banner at the bottom of your screen. You can hear us live on 105.1 The River. Also, you can listen to us on 102.1 the True Oldies channel for live, nonstop severe weather coverage. Now, on the radio, if you lose power, that's where you can hear our forecast, and you can hear our severe weather coverage again live on those two radio stations as well. So we're talking 2 tornadic storms, one over southern and eastern Pickens County, one over northern Greene County, and another tornadic storm just to the north. So let's go back to that storm over northern Tuscaloosa County, which is producing a large tornado as well. And that's right there, moving right towards Oakman and Jasper, Summerton, Cordova. We want you in your safe place in Walker County. If you're watching us in central and south Walker County, there's a large tornado with this. In fact, the National Weather Service is saying a tornado emergency in place for northern Tuscaloosa County, east Fayette County, and central Walker County. Here's where your tornado is right now. We're likely picking up on what's called a debris ball on radar. Large tornadoes produce this. They lift debris well into the atmosphere. The radar beam hits this debris and sends back a lot of energy, and that's when we see high reflectivity where the tornado would be located just north of Wiley. This is crossing Highway 69, very close to Oakman Community, Parish, Cordova, Gorgas. Be in your safe place now. This is going to be very close to the south side of Jasper, but the main threat of the tornado is going to be just to your south. Yeah.
Richard, the National Weather Service updating the Green Hill Pickens Tuscaloosa County tornado warning, saying that they're now issuing a tornado emergency for Pleasant Ridge, Morrows Grove, and Mantua. This storm located near Jenna at 15 miles southwest of Northport, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. So Northport, you are in the path. Also Coker and Lake Lurleen State Park, all around 440. Bryant-Denny Stadium and McFarland Mall about 445. So that's 10 minutes from now.
All right, we're talking a tornado emergency for the city of Tuscaloosa. Large tornado is on the ground as we speak. If you're watching us anywhere from Lake Lurleen State Park all the way down to Moundville, we want you in that safe place right now. We don't have much more time, Daniel.
And we now have confirmed report of damage in the town of Geiger. A damage path has been reported in Geiger.
All right, so damage in the city of Geiger. This is from the second tornado in 2 weeks that has passed through Geiger. So we have, again, damage in the city of Geiger from one of these tornadoes. Either one of these moved right through Geiger in northern Sumter County. And again, we have a new tornado emergency. And Daniel, is that for the one in Pickens County that's moving into northern Tuscaloosa County, central part of the county?
Yeah, this is the one located near Jenna, or 15 miles southwest of Northport. So in Pickens County and moving to the northeast. To the northeast, yeah, at 55 miles per hour, located near Jenna.
All right, so we're talking a rain-wrapped tornado on the north side of the Sipsey River right here. And this thing right here is moving into Tuscaloosa County, into Coker and downtown Tuscaloosa. That does include the University of Alabama campus. Tuscaloosa was just hit by an EF3 tornado last Friday, not this recent Friday, but the one with a tornado outbreak. And here's where your tornado is going to be. We're about to get a brand new update from our velocity here within a matter of seconds. And when we do that, we'll see our new scan of what we're talking about in terms of a tornado with this storm. Again, very close to Gina. Here's the Tuscaloosa County line. Here's West Tuscaloosa County. There's Coker. There's Tuscaloosa and Northport right there. Interstate 2059 runs down towards southwestern part of Tuscaloosa County, which includes Foster's and Reform. And your tornado is going to be located right here in extreme eastern Pickens County. It's, again, a tornado emergency reissued by the National Weather Service, saying there is a confirmed tornado on the ground that is moving into our neck of the woods, which includes Coker, Northport, and Tuscaloosa University of Alabama campus. So again, go through your tornado emergency plans right now, because we're talking a tornado coming towards the University of Alabama campus. I'm not trying to frighten you at all. I just want to let you know how serious this situation is. We're talking a life-threatening situation. Both of these storms back in East Mississippi caused some fatalities back in Kemper County, Mississippi. And as they do track off towards the northeast, they mean business as they do continue to move off towards, again, the north and east. Right now, it's still to the west of the city of Tuscaloosa. In fact, we'll go over to our tower camera and just not going to see much right now because there's a lot of rain simply in this part of the storm. And again, what we're talking about is we're looking off towards the south and west. There's Bryant-Denny Stadium at the bottom of your screen. And we're just not going to see much because there's a lot of rain in here, but we just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like outside. It's going to be almost impossible to see this tornado as it moves in the direction of Tuscaloosa and Northport. And again, that's one of 2 tornadoes. So let's go back over to Home Team Interactive Radar, and we'll kind of get you through this mess we're talking about. There's another tornado back in northern Greene County that's moving very close to Pleasant Ridge, also the Lewiston community, very close to Sipsey River, Snooty community, Gina, Union. We want you in your safe place for this tornadic storm as well. Again, WVUA's Daniel Spartman is with us for an update. Daniel, if you have any more updates, if you'll pass those along to us.
I will. We're watching the National Weather Service chat right now. We're also trying to check some of the cameras we have around the city of Tuscaloosa. We have an ALDOT cameras. We have access to those. Here you're looking at Highway 69 and Skyland Boulevard. This is a place that's going to be affected by the storm very soon as it moves up towards downtown Tuscaloosa. You can see the rain just starting to fall there. Just south on the southern part of the city. But as in the way of any damage reports from the National Weather Service, we haven't gotten any recently, and nothing from over in Jackson, Mississippi, just checking that. But up in Walker County, they are starting to notice a debris ball on that storm we were watching. That was
let's go quickly to Walker County. This is an incredibly impressive storm. We're talking about the debris ball. We're seeing very close to the Bethel community. This is in the southeastern corner of Fayette County and the very northern corner of Tuscaloosa County. And what we're looking at is debris picking up on our Home Team Interactive Radar and an extremely tight couplet. And we just can't stress how serious the storm is moving into the Oakman community and Pleasantfield, Parrish, Cordova. If you're watching us, we want you in your safe place. The tornado is moving into Parrish now.
Richard, the National Weather Service has just let us know that train spotters have confirmed a tornado on the ground near the community of West Greene, which is about 3 miles northwest of Clinton in Greene County. And that was about 5 minutes ago that they confirmed a tornado on the ground near the community of West Greene.
All right, so if you're watching us in the Union, the city of Union, or Gina, or West Greene, be in your safe place. There's a tornado on the ground right now, northern Greene County. We're talking, again, a tornado emergency in place, which means this is a life-threatening situation in place for Tuscaloosa County, northern Greene County, as well as we continue to watch these storms as they move off towards the east and north miles per hour. So let's go back over to our velocity, and we'll look at this storm down here. And the circulation center is very close to the city of Union, moving into Gina right now. Again, confirmed tornado reported with this storm as it does continue to move off towards the northeast about 55 miles per hour. The other storm producing a tornado is going to be very close to Coker very shortly. All right, so what we're talking about, we have 2 different tornadic storms right now. One is moving towards downtown Tuscaloosa. It's this one back here. This tornado is moving up towards Lake Lorraine State Park and Lake Tuscaloosa, as this was moving off towards the north and east. Now let's go down to this storm that's about to move into Tuscaloosa County, or Tuscaloosa County. This one is still to the south and west of us right now. And we're looking at where the tornado would be near the Lewiston community, just north of Union. There's your tornado right there. Very strong indication of a tornado being produced, moving towards Gina and then southwest Tuscaloosa County. So again, if you're watching us in Gina and southwest Tuscaloosa County, be in that safe place now. What that means is the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and don't take a chance for these storms. Many of these storms are producing tornadoes. A lot of these tornadoes are large and sizable, and that's, I think, what's happening right now over southwest, or north, rather, Greene County, southeast Pickens County, and southwest Tuscaloosa County. So let me zoom back out and show you a wide perspective quickly across our state. There's more storms out there, no doubt about it, but the storms are very scattered in nature. They're supercell type storms. There's several more tornado warnings back across East Mississippi. Right now we're dealing with a tornado emergency for the city of Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama campus. That does include Northport and Lake Lorraine State Park. And another tornado emergency back in Walker County. Quickly, I want to show you this. If you're watching us in Jasper, large hail likely falling here very shortly. On the south side of town, your tornado is going to be hitting Parrish very shortly. There's a large wedge tornado in Walker County moving towards Parrish, Cordova, Sipsey, Summerton. Here's Highway 78 that runs through Walker County from Jasper down to Birmingham. Again, another tornado emergency with this storm. I just want to kind of show you where we're talking about. And here's the tornado itself, what we call a debris ball, and this is very rare. We see this on radar, but the tornado is so large, it's simply picking debris up well in the atmosphere, and our radar is actually able to scan that and bring back high reflectivity, just like if it were raining hard here, but chances are that's simply where the tornado is located. And again, here's the new path. It's right on top of Parrish and Cordova, just to the north and west of Good Springs. It's moving east to Oakman right now. Sipsey, Summerton, Highway 78. Quickly, I just want to let you know in Walker County, the south and central part of Walker County, another tornado emergency with a large tornado with that particular storm. And Daniel, looks like we have another storm that's about to move into Lamar County that could produce another tornado in Lamar County. That's for Summerton and Detroit. That's what we're talking about in northern Lamar County. That storm stays north of the city of Vernon. All right, so let's go back into the Tuscaloosa County storm. And the potential for a tornado is no doubt there right now. And in fact, let's go over to our Tuscaloosa tower cameras. Raining outside. We're located on the University of Alabama campus. There's Bryant-Denny Stadium, and we're looking back towards the tornadoes. And we're kind of painting the skies here, looking off towards the west. And it's going to be hard to see if there's a tornado still here or not, simply because there's a lot of rain in between us and the tornadic storms. But we're going to keep a very close eye on this as we continue to monitor two tornadic storms moving into Tuscaloosa County. One of those will be moving into the city of Tuscaloosa shortly. And Daniel, based on radar trends, it looks like this second tornado that's back over northern Greene County is making a bullseye straight for us here at the TV station.
Yeah, it sure looks like it with the, and they do have confirmed damage with this storm. Also, they've confirmed damage over in the Moores Bridge area of Tuscaloosa. That's that storm that just moved over into Walker County. So we do have damage in Tuscaloosa County from that, according to emergency managers. Also, we've just got a brand new tornado warning for Fayette, Lamar, and Marion counties until 5:45.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, the National Weather Service indicating a storm capable of producing a tornado about 8 miles northwest of Bedford or 11 miles to the west of Sulligent and moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So that's Fayette, Lamar, and Marion counties until 5:45.
Yeah, there's another dangerous storm, and it does have a high potential of producing a tornado, and that's going to be moving into northern Lamar County near Sulligent and Detroit here in about 15 to 20 minutes. And I just quickly want to show you where the storm is in relationship to where we are in Tuscaloosa. This one's going to stay well to the north of the city of Tuscaloosa. Our primary concern is for the tornado emergency for the city of Tuscaloosa and Tuscaloosa County with two different tornadic storms we're watching right now. And we're really seeing this velocity couplet kind of re-amp itself over the southwest part of the county. Let me kind of pull this back out a little bit so you can see the better perspective of where you are in reference to the circulation center. And we're talking extremely north and east part of Greene County. This is on the south side of the Sipsey River. The tornado itself is going to be moving into Romulus, Ralph, Fosters, Tuscaloosa, Northport, Cottondale, and eventually towards Brookwood and Kellerman. Again, a confirmed tornado with this storm with a tornado emergency with some damage back over West Greene, north and western Greene County. This is producing a tornado right now close to the Union community. And again, this is moving right in this general fashion towards Tuscaloosa. That is the city of Tuscaloosa, Northport. So let's show you a wedge of where this thing's going exactly in terms of a tornado itself. And it's moving quickly off towards the north and east and some communities in the path. Again, Tuscaloosa, we're just going to pinpoint some of these times for you. We're talking 5:15, I believe that is, Daniel, 5:15 for Tuscaloosa. Some other communities in the path, we're talking Romulus about 5 o'clock, so in about 15 minutes, this could be coming along Romulus. Other communities like Cloverdale, about 5:14, and again, then the city of Tuscaloosa and Taylorville, we're talking the potential for a tornado is going to be located right here. Good news is the tornadic circulation to the north is weakening, the one that's moving through Coker right now and towards Lake Nickel and Lake Lurleen and Lake Tuscaloosa. That circulation center is weakening, but the one to the south is not. The one to the south is still very strong. In fact, we're going to kind of check out a couple of different things here, kind of study this storm along with you. So we can kind of better tell you exactly what this storm is doing. Daniel, you have some more reports?
Yeah, we've got several things going on here. Fayette County has been dropped from that tornado warning, and then we've got a brand new tornado warning for Greene, Pickens, and Tuscaloosa County until 5:45 with a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a capable of producing a tornado located near Mantua or 14 miles north of Utah, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's the tornado that's coming towards Tuscaloosa. This one has a history of producing damage. A little while back, in fact, not very long ago, this storm was producing damage over western Greene County and northern Greene County. This is moving very close to the Gina community. Ralph, Romulus, and also downtown Tuscaloosa going to be in the path of this thing in about 25 minutes or less with this particular tornado now. It's going to stay just to the north of you in the city of Moundville. We're talking over the northern part of the city of Tuscaloosa, or we're talking the city of Tuscaloosa and points north. Let me back out of this storm quickly and go back over to our level 2 radar from Home Team Interactive Radar. And what we're going to do here.
That storm up in Walker County, the National Weather Service saying they're showing velocity of 119 knots over the town of Parrish right now. And but they're saying that the debris ball is not as obvious on the radar as it was a little earlier.
All right, so this is what we're talking about quickly for Walker County. Very deadly situation for Parrish, Cordova, Sipsey, Summerton, Dora, Good Springs, Highway 78, and again, that's for central and south Walker County. The possible tornado will be, or the tornado itself is actually located right on top of Parrish right now. And again, moving off towards the northeast at a good clip. We have another tornado-producing storm moving into Lamar County, and that is for the city of Detroit, Beaverton, and Sulligent, as this storm could potentially produce a tornado right now, right on top of the Columbus radar site. That's where that potential tornado is right there. So let's go back down to Tuscaloosa County. Looks like we'll have another tornado warning near Meridian, Mississippi. Daniel, we're going to have to watch very close because that's moving into Sumter County very shortly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the National Weather Service from Jackson and from Mobile and coordinating all of these, trying to watch what storms could be moving our direction. There is also a tornado warning for Tibahaw County, which could be moving up into Lamar County here eventually. Lauderdale County, Mississippi is under a tornado warning until 5:15, and that storm moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour, located near Marion.
All right, so that one's near Marion. Again, we're watching several dangerous storms out there, so there's a lot of storms right now that we're keeping a very close eye on. Daniel?
Yeah, we've got a brand new tornado warning for Green Hill and Sumter counties until they're tracking a confirmed tornado, Green Hill and Sumter County, 10 miles west of Cuba, moving to the northeast at 55 miles per hour. Trying to look at several things like you were talking about, but this storm for Green Hill and Sumter County until 5:45, a confirmed tornado on the ground 10 miles to the west of Cuba.
All right, so another confirmed tornado on the ground, and that one's moving into Sumter County near Livingston, Epes, York, Cuba. That's going to be tracking north on Interstate 2059, north and eastward over the next few minutes or so. Again, that's moving into Sumter County, a confirmed tornado with this storm actually on the ground right now. And again, we're talking communities like Cuba, York, Livingston. Get in your safe place, and that means with the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, and we'll get you through this storm. Also, turn up the volume on your television as loud as you can. I'll let you know when it's an all clear. Now, right now, that is not the case for Cuba and Livingston and York for potential or an actual tornado that it has been confirmed on the ground with that storm. All right, let's go back up to Tuscaloosa County where we have another confirmed tornado on the ground, and that is for the city of Tuscaloosa, and that's this storm moving right into central Tuscaloosa County or southwest Tuscaloosa County. There's your tornado really close to the Gina community. In fact, right on top of Gina, here's your inflow notch right here. This is where your tornado is going to be located, moving close to Foster's and Romulus and Tuscaloosa and Northport very shortly. We're talking a very small amount of time. This thing's going to be moving into downtown Tuscaloosa, Northport. Again, a confirmed tornado with this storm as well, a nasty supercell type of storm. And this one, Daniel, very concerning, no doubt about it, because this thing is coming right up towards the city of Tuscaloosa. There's our tornado right there.
Let's take a look at tower cam. The wind's really starting to pick up, and that rain starting to fall across Bryant-Denny Stadium you see there now. So this tornado, you're not going to be able to see it coming far off because it's raining around here, so it could be rain wrapped.
There may be a brief window where we get an opportunity to see this tornado because it's tracking in that general fashion into the city of Tuscaloosa, and the draw slot to the south and west of town may actually work into town where we can have visual on this tornado itself. But yeah, strong winds outside in Tuscaloosa. We have the threat for damage in excess of 80 miles per hour. That's also a possibility. And we're looking kind of towards the west, towards downtown Tuscaloosa. A lot of rain falling right now. And very ominous right now, quite frankly, as there's a tornado coming towards the city of Tuscaloosa. This one should stay just to the north of Shelton State Community College. Should stay just to the north of Moundville. It looks like this one's coming right for downtown Tuscaloosa. Let's check out some velocity with this storm. Yeah, very tight indication of a tornado. And again, Daniel, is this still a tornado emergency?
This one, let's see, this is the one that is for Tuscaloosa, Greene, and Pickens County, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is, let's see, there's several tornado warnings for Greene and Pickens County and Tuscaloosa. I'm trying to see. The one for Greene, Pickens, and Tuscaloosa is not a tornado emergency, but Northport, Tuscaloosa, Holt, Gina, Coker, Lake Lurleen State Park, Bryant-Denny, McFarland Mall, University Mall, all in the path of this very dangerous storm.
Yeah, this storm has a big potential to produce a tornado at any time, and we're going to swap sources here and look at our Birmingham radar. And there's no doubt about it, this thing has the potential to produce a tornado, and that is coming right into the city of Tuscaloosa shortly. And all the tornadoes that have been produced today, I would take this as if it were producing a tornado right now. And again, that's going to be coming right up towards the city of Tuscaloosa, the heart of town, a very heavily populated part of the state, part of West Alabama, one of the largest population centers around here. And this is where this tornado is going to be going. It should stay north of Shelton, which sits about right there, and Taylorville. But if just to be on the safe side, be in your safe place at Shelton State Community College and Taylorville until the storm passes to your northwest. In fact, if you're watching us down towards Taylorville and Shelton State, towards Englewood, you can likely look towards the west and northwest and see if there's a tornado with this storm. So if you do see this, please let us know if there's a tornado with that storm, because we'll get that report as soon as we can out to the public, because obviously that is a very dangerous situation for the city of Tuscaloosa. Daniel, if you want to quickly pass on a couple more reports.
Yeah, just looking at some things going on. A new tornado warning for Blount, Jefferson, and Walker County until 6 o'clock. They've actually confirmed a large and extremely dangerous tornado near Cordova. Lots of people looking with their eyes on this storm right now, so the National Weather Service being very serious about the storm moving to the northeast at 60 miles per hour. That's up in Walker County. That's that storm that went across. Ooh, big strike of lightning there on tower camera.
Yeah, let's check out our tower camera right now. Incredible lightning display.
Looks some cloud to ground lightning there.
Yeah, lots of cloud to ground lightning, and that is a bad sign when we're detecting severe storms. We're looking off towards the west, an incredible lightning display with these storms. If you're outside, hey, take shelter now. The lightning is a big threat with these storms, and if it wasn't for these raindrops on the lens, we might be able to see if there's anything back here, because there's a suspicious area we're watching back to the southwest of Tuscaloosa. If somebody out back wants to climb up our tower and light our director over there is saying she'll do it. No, obviously we don't want you to do that, but we're seeing some ominous look towards our tower camera, looking south and west towards where the possible tornado would be. And let me show you in reference to where we're talking about. That's right here. This will be your possible tornado. Lots of lightning right here in front of the tornado itself. And again, if you're outside, take shelter now. Don't take a chance with this storm. We're looking live from the University of Alabama campus at what could be a tornado moving into the city of Tuscaloosa. I know there's some raindrops on the lens, but that would be right there where our tornado would be located. I think we're looking at least a wall cloud and potentially a tornado. Again, from our Tuscaloosa tower camera location, we're looking west. Daniel, if you have any more reports, pass those along to you. I'm going to kind of look at this feature back to the southwest.
I will. National Weather Service continuing the tornado warning for Fayette, Lamar, and Marion County until 5:45. Still just indicating a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado, but they're calling it a dangerous storm located 5 miles to the west of Sulligent and moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Yeah,
this could be a tornado right here moving into the city of Tuscaloosa. It's hard to see, but once this gets closer to it, we'll have a better vantage point of what we're looking at. There's definitely a lowering right here on your screen if you follow that along with us, and this could be what we're looking at, a potential tornado moving into Tuscaloosa. If you're just now joining us, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott, along with WVUA's Daniel Sparkman and the entire WVUA News team, watching a dangerous situation across the city of Tuscaloosa. What could be a tornado off to the southwest from our Tuscaloosa tower camera. No doubt about it, a very low base to the clouds and potentially a tornado to the south and west of us right now.
Okay, Greene and Pickens County have been dropped through a warning. National Weather Service and spotters are tracking a large and extremely dangerous tornado. This is located near Jenna.
All right, so we're looking possibly at a large tornado coming into the city of Tuscaloosa. This is an emergency situation for the city of Tuscaloosa. The University of Alabama campus, they're saying this is a large tornado, possibly a wedge tornado. We're again looking at incredible lightning display out ahead of this thing.
And this is a tornado emergency for Ralph Foster's Interstate 2059, Taylorville, and the city of Tuscaloosa.
All right, we're looking at a wedge tornado right now, live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera. Here's Bryant-Denny Stadium. We're located on the University of Alabama campus. If you are in downtown Tuscaloosa, get underground. Get in a safe place right now. If you have a storm shelter, get in that. If you're in a mobile home, get out of that immediately. Again, we're looking at a large wedge tornado on the west side of Tuscaloosa, moving into the city of Tuscaloosa right now. If you're just now joining us, you're watching WVUA TV. We're in live severe weather coverage, watching a large wedge tornado moving into Tuscaloosa as we speak. And again, this is going to be moving into University of Alabama campus very shortly. Get in your safe place. I cannot stress the urgency of this storm. This is an emergency situation for downtown Tuscaloosa. We're going to stay on air as long as we can before this tornado itself moves over us. It looks like it's going to be moving over us pretty shortly. Again, we're looking live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera on the University of Alabama campus at a tornado right now.
There's a storm spotter on one.
Okay.
Daniel, if you want to get that, we're talking to several storm spotters and EMA officials out there. Again, we're looking at a tornado right there just to the west and southwest of Tuscaloosa, coming up on the University of Alabama campus here pretty shortly. I'm looking at several different sources here, kind of dissecting what exactly we're looking at here in terms of rotation within a storm. I've also got Home Team Interactive Radar pulled up to the side here. And again, if you're watching us on the west side of town, that includes the University of Alabama campus in downtown Tuscaloosa, where it looks like we have a large tornado possibly on the ground moving into downtown Tuscaloosa. And we're getting reports, obviously, from the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. We're located on the University of Alabama campus, so this thing is actually coming right towards our television station and towards the University of Alabama campus. And again, we're looking at potentially a large tornado moving our way. I don't mean to frighten you, but you need to know this is an urgent situation for Tuscaloosa. Daniel, you have another report?
Yeah, a storm spotter. We just had a little power hit here at the station. Hopefully all our microphones are still working. If you could go call him, Chris Montgomery, storm spotter, is going to try to do a phoner with us. He said he's sitting at McFarland Mall and can see what he said, he can only confirm a wall cloud right now, but it's at least half mile to a 3/4 of a mile wide. And this is trained. He said he knows you, Chris.
Yeah, I know him personally. Yeah. He's a storm spotter, and he's a reliable source looking at this feature right here. And we're going to stay on air as long as we can. Obviously, a lot of lightning in place, and we just took a quick power hit. But we're looking at what could be a wedge tornado, possibly a mile wide, if a little bit less, moving towards downtown Tuscaloosa, and that does include the University of Alabama campus. Again, I'm meteorologist Richard Scott. We're watching live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera on the University of Alabama campus what appears to be a very large tornado just to the west of town, and this thing is coming our way. So look, if you're watching us again on campus, downtown Tuscaloosa, get in that safe place, get underground if you can, get in the basement if you're a mobile home, get out of that right now. Don't take a chance with this thing. This is obviously a very dangerous situation where we're looking at the potential for a wedge tornado we could be looking at right now from our Tuscaloosa tower camera. We're just kind of getting different perspectives of this storm, and this does include the city of Tuscaloosa. Incredible lightning display.
A lot of thunder that we're hearing here in the studio, too.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear this over our microphones, but we're listening to an incredible amount of lightning, or listening to an incredible amount of thunder from this storm, and we're just trying to get a good perspective of this tornado itself, what appears to be a tornado on the ground. And again, we don't want to frighten you at all. We just want to let you know the urgency of this storm and of what is coming towards Tuscaloosa. We're just going to kind of pan the skies there. And it's no doubt that feature right there in the middle of your screen is what we're looking at. And it's hard to tell if this is a wedge tornado or not. It's a lot of rain involved, and it looks like it could have possibly be lifting. Hopefully that's the case. We're trying to get a good perspective of this thing, and it's simply hard to tell right now because this thing's still several miles outside of the city of Tuscaloosa and Northport. And again, we've got several reports coming in of a tornado. It looks like this thing could be trying to lift.
Okay, we got Chris.
All right, we got Chris on the phone. We're going to go to Chris right now. He's got an update from McFarland Boulevard, I believe, of what is happening just to our west.
Yeah, said he was at McFarland Mall. Chris?
Okay, McFarland Mall. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, just a second.
Can you hear me?
Chris, we can't.
Okay, go
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Chris. What do you see?
We're sitting right here at the McFarland Mall, right beside the interstate up on the hill where we got a good vantage point. Right now, it looks like it's lifted. There's definitely still a wall cloud. You can still see the rear flank downdraft right now. It did produce a second funnel at one point. Second funnel lifted about 2 minutes ago. But it appears that it is coming basically right up Skyland Boulevard, parallel with the interstate.
Okay, Chris, yeah, what we're looking at from our tower camera, it appeared that there was at least a fairly sizable tornado on the ground here a moment ago, and it appears that it is lifting for the moment, but it's a very close call. Again, we're talking a tornado emergency for the city of Tuscaloosa. It looks like we have another cone possibly coming down towards the ground. Chris, can you confirm this?
Yes, I can confirm that. It does look like it's starting to come back down again. It looks like it's about halfway down at this point.
Yeah, it looks like we may be about to have a large tornado back down. Again, we're looking live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera at this perspective as well. And Chris, you're located at McFarland Mall, is that right?
Correct, right next to the interstate.
Okay, this is where, again, we're looking at it live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera, so we're getting a great perspective of this thing right now. And it appears that it's not on the ground at this second, but I mean, that could change at any time. Chris, if you see any more, any damage, if you'll please call us back and let us know.
Yes, we will.
Hey, thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, again, that was Chris. He is monitoring a dangerous situation in Tuscaloosa County. We're watching what appears to be at least a funnel cloud, a large lowering off towards the distance, and at one point...
Looks like there's a rope going...
Yeah. It looks like this thing's trying to touch back down. In fact, from our perspective, it does look like this tornado is touching down now. It looks like there is a condensation funnel trying to reach the surface. And again, what you're looking at is live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera. This is a large funnel, and it could be reaching the ground right now just to the west of the University of Alabama campus. This is coming directly our way towards UA campus and downtown Tuscaloosa. So again, get in the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This is definitely a dangerous situation. A tornado is definitely, looks like it's now touching down just to the west of Tuscaloosa. Yeah, we see power flashes, so we have an emergency situation. This tornado is now on the ground. It looks like it's a now sizable tornado. We're watching live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera. Get in your safe place right now. We have a tornado on the ground. Again, we're watching live from our Tuscaloosa tower camera, looking to the southwest side of Tuscaloosa. There's Bryant-Denny Stadium at the bottom of your screen, and this looks to be a fairly sizable tornado. It keeps flirting with the ground. It lifts back up and then it touches back down. And there's no doubt this thing has made contact with the ground and definitely still is in contact with the ground. We're going to kind of pan around with our Tuscaloosa tower camera. Again, this is coming right towards our television station. Anybody outside, if you see anybody outside, tell them to get inside right now. This is a very large and sizable tornado coming right towards the city of Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama campus. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. If you're just now joining us, we're watching an emergency situation for a very large tornado coming into downtown Tuscaloosa. That includes the University of Alabama campus. This could be a very life-threatening situation. And again, a large tornado right here to the southwest side of town. And again, this is coming directly our way, folks, towards our television station. We're going to stay on air as long as we possibly can until our power is obviously cut if this thing comes our way. And that appears to be what's happening right now. Daniel, if you have anything you want to pass along quickly.
The National Weather Service isn't getting anything from this storm, just a couple of more reports. Down near York, they're confirming a tornado on the ground by local law enforcement, so we'll have to worry about that storm here shortly. Green Hill and Sumter County being affected until 5:45, but we're watching a tornado on the ground here in the city of Tuscaloosa right now.
All right, this is a life-threatening situation. Get underground if you can. Get in the lowest floor of your home. We have a very large tornado coming right into the center part of Tuscaloosa. This includes our television station. This includes the University of Alabama campus. This is a very large tornado coming directly our way. And if you want to get everybody out of the hallway and into our studio, if that is a possibility, because this is definitely a life-threatening situation. We're watching a large wedge tornado coming our way. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott, just now joining us. We're watching a very deadly, large tornado coming right towards the University of Alabama campus.
We got Chris on the phone. Let's go to him real quick. All
right, Chris, we got him on the phone.
Chris,
yes, we're here.
Talk to us.
Wedge tornado coming in at Tuscaloosa.
We have the tornado on the ground. It's inside. Probably about 1.5 miles from us right now. It looks like it's going to go just north of the interstate. Looks like it's actually going to come around the University Mall, so everybody in that area needs to stay covered. DCH needs to stay covered, too.
All right, this thing's coming right towards the University of Alabama campus. We're going to stay on air as long as we possibly can. We're getting power glitches. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. We're watching a deadly situation for the city of Tuscaloosa.